All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today for Tune Up Tuesday. Today, I've got some equipment down on the ground that we will be using, all right, which includes either a dumbbell or a kettlebell, some type of weight if you got one, a band, and then we'll also want a box or something to put your foot up onto behind you, and maybe something to help you balance. All right, but for right now, you can set those things aside. All right, we're going to start out by stretching out the hip flexors and the quads as well as the glutes with what's called the Samson stretch. So the Samson stretch is like warrior pose, okay? It's very similar. We're going to be doing a couple of different variations, all right, depending on your skill level, all right? Again, I might be popping off screen just to admit people to the chat. But what we're going to be doing is you're going to take a forward step into a lunge. If you stay in this position, we want to make sure that we are squeezing the quad, okay, extending that leg in the back to get that hip flexor stretch, tucking the pelvis underneath us, taking those hands and extending them back over the shoulders, okay? That's option one, all right? Option two is to go all the way down to the ground in that same position. So you'll lunge down, control the lunge all the way down to the knee, squeeze the glute, squeeze the quad, hands go up over the top to extend that stretch all the way up into the psoas, and then we'll stand up and repeat. We're going to do 5 of those on each side, okay? So on your own pace, on your own rhythm, all right? You can alternate sides. You can do all 5 on the same side. You're going to lunge out. Again, find your option. Reach those hands up nice and tall. Extend. Okay, take a deep breath in that position just to stretch that out and repeat, all right? So again, we're gonna do 5 of those on each side at your own pace, at your own rhythm. Take your time, really work through that stretch just to get that hip flexor opened up, because the first movement, our Bulgarian split squat, we're gonna emphasize finding a stretch in that back leg, just like this Samson stretch. So again, 5 on each side. If you do have any comments or questions, please leave them in the chat. I'll be able to see them. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I know that I haven't gotten any comments saying nobody can. So I feel like we're in a good spot. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend, took advantage of the nice weather, maybe got out, got onto the bike ride, maybe a nice run out on the trails. Hopefully they weren't too muddy after the big storms that we had. All right, we got one more on each side. Last one here. Very good. All right, the second thing that we're going to do, we talked about it last week. We're going to start to incorporate a little bit of plyometrics just to start to get our bodies ready to accept that load, especially as we start to incorporate maybe some more speed work into our training, or as we start to, increase our running mileage a little bit. So if you got a jump rope, you can use a jump rope. If not, you can just do body weight jumps. All right. We are going to do pogos if you do not have a jump rope. All that means is we're going to focus on popping off the ground with our toes, feet, and ankles, okay? It's not a bent knee jump, all right? We're not trying to bend the knees. All we're trying to do is absorb that contact through our feet and our ankles and pop off the ground, okay? We're going to go 3 sets of 15 seconds, all right? We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and begin. And again, all we're looking to do, absorb that contact through the feet and allow the ankles and the Achilles and the calf to do its job. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Oh, we got one more coming in. All right. So we're going to take about equal recovery. So 15 seconds. So we're starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Again, all we're looking to do is absorb that contact through the calf, the Achilles, and the ankles, okay? Absorbing the contact, getting quickly off the ground. 2, 1, and relax. Very good. So we're starting with 2 legs. We're starting with 15 seconds. Very manageable, all right? High risk, high reward with things like plyometrics. That's why we got to absorb it. We have to take it into account how much we're doing, how quickly we're doing it, and so that way we don't get injured, all right? We're going to do our third and final set starting in 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. Again, just pogoing off the ground. Today, we're not going to worry about numbers, all right? In the future, as we train plyometrics, we're going to be concerned about how much of this we can do in our intervals. And relax. Very good. So as we get familiar with it, as we start to get better at it, we're going to take into consideration how much we do at any given time. All right, grab your box, your chair, your couch behind you. It's not going to matter, all right? Whichever option you get. Okay, you can do this body weight. You can do this with weight. You can use a little bit of balance help. So if you need a chair or a foam roller out in front of you for a little bit of balance, that's okay, all right? If you do use a weight, whichever foot is in front of you, the opposite hand is going to hold. So if your left foot's in front, your right hand is going to hold, all right? So without the weight, okay, we have the foot up behind us, okay? I like to have my toes underneath, supporting me. Some people can point that toe and leave it underneath like this, but I like to support it. All right, we want to make sure when we come down, the knee doesn't pop over the toes, but we still get this stretch in this backside quad, all right? And so we're coming down almost 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back before coming back up. The breathing pattern is in on the way down to absorb it, breathing out on the contraction, on the concentric contraction, all right? We're gonna do 8 on each side. Again, if you need a little bit of balance, you can use it out in the front, all right? Grab your weights, grab your option, okay? Focus on the balance, focus on the control of the movement, all right? Here we go. Breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up, okay? Control it, find the stretches. That's what we're looking for. If you do not find the stretch in that movement, we got to adjust your position or find out why. All right? Either A, you're too far out in front of you, or B, you're too close to you, right? There's kind of a nice middle spot where you can find that stretch. We got 2 more reps on this side. Last one. Go ahead and switch sides. Switch your hands if you have weight, switch your feet. All right? Again, find your support. Here we go. 8 reps here, breathing in on the way down. Finding the stretch in the backside quad. Pressing through your midfoot. All right? Right behind the ball of the foot. That's where the pressure needs to be, right in the center of the arch of that front foot. If you're out so far on your toes, you can cause some pain on the knee. If you're too far back in the heel, you'll lack balance. 2 more reps. Very good. Okay, we're going to take about 45 seconds rest. In between, you can go back to that Samson stretch, okay? You can continue to move better while you are doing these things, okay? The static rest time, okay? Unless you're lifting extremely heavy, right? Take advantage. You know, don't leave it as downtime. Stretch the quads, stretch the calves, okay? They're all options for you to do. So that way you don't get static, stiff, overly tight, okay? Continues your movement patterns in the things that we're focusing on, right? We're focusing on loading that back quad, stretching that back quad, all things that are going to help you open up your hips on the bike, open up your stride angle while you're running. So let's get back to it. Set number 2, again, find your weight, find your position. 8 reps here, breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. We're focusing on a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 or 2 seconds on the way down, 1 to 2 seconds on the way up. All right, that's the pacing strategy we're looking for. That is going to ensure that, again, we have control over the movement and the movement isn't controlling us. 1 last rep here. Very good. Switch sides. The nice part about finding your position on set one or the first side is that you pretty much just switch your legs, right? The legs should be already in position to find the best spot. Here we go. All right, 8 reps. Breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. Again, we're emphasizing muscles that are used in the bike, as well as opening up muscles that are necessary for the run. We got 2 more reps. Very good. Go ahead. Take a small break. Again, relax a little bit. We got 1 more set like that. 3 sets of 8 on these Bulgarian split squats today. All right. This is a tough movement. All right. It requires a lot of stability. All right. Side to side, front and back. It requires a lot of strength. All right. Especially if you can handle the range of motion. All right. So really complex movement. One that is really good to work towards, especially if you're struggling with it this morning. If you've got it down, fantastic. Great movement to include. Helps stabilize the hips with the glute medius, helps strengthen the quads, the glutes, and that hamstring connection. Opens up the hips appropriately like we should be doing. Let's go ahead, do our 3rd and final set here. Again, find your position. Breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. Here we go. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Good. Switch sides. Again, I'll remind you each and every week the importance of the breath, right? Again, as we get into this set, here we go. In on the way down, out on the way up. Notice how forceful my breath is. That helps protect your spine. Engages the diaphragm to help support your spine. That's halfway. 4. 5. 6. 7. 1 more. And 8. Very good. All right. You can set that off to the side. You can put your box, your chair away. You can step away from your couch. All right. The next movement we're going to do, extremely important for shoulder stability. It's going to be very important for that arrow position. If you ever find in your arrow position, your shoulders, especially the outside kind of lateral deltoid area of your shoulder, gets particularly sore, chances are your scapula, okay, your shoulder blade, not stabilizing appropriately. This movement, we're going to train the serratus anterior muscle within the rib cage that actually supports and stabilizes your shoulder blade, okay? So the movement, they're called scapular push-ups. You have 2 options, okay? And then you have a range of inclines that you can do this at, okay? So the most advanced option is forearm plank position, okay? You're going to be retracting the shoulders as you go down into that forearm plank, and then you're going to press through the shoulders up and away, okay? And so this is all going to be down in the plank position. Slightly easier is in your push-up position, allowing the shoulders to retract and pinching them together, pressing the hands far away, rounding out the back. You can do either of those at different inclines for a little bit easier movement, all right? So again, we're going to find our position. Okay, I'm going to go all the way down to plank. Okay, we're going to pinch the shoulder blades together, dip down, press up through the shoulders, rounding them out. Okay, we're going to do sets of 10. All right, here we go. We're breathing in on the way down, breathing out on the way up. Sets of 10 here. Okay, the core is engaged the entire time. The glutes are squeezed the entire time. All right, again, the higher you go in your incline with this movement, the easier it will be. If you cannot do this low, go up a little bit. If you cannot do this in a push-up position, go up a little bit. We got 2 more. Very good. Go ahead, relax. Again, if you have any comments, leave them in the chat. Again, what we're looking to do is pull those shoulder blades back, pinch them together, all right? Feel like they're touching. My young athletes, I always say, on certain movements, kind of like this one, I'll put my credit card between their shoulder blades. I say, if you can pinch it, you get to keep it. I haven't had anybody do it yet. That's why I'm not broke, all right? But think of that. Put something valuable back there. Pinch it together, okay? And then push it really far away and let it drop, all right? Number 2, here we go. So same thing. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Push them really far away. Feel it within your chest, the sides of your shoulder, into your rib cage, okay? It should feel down into your lats. All right, here we go. Again, tighten the core, squeeze the glutes, breathe in on the way down, out on the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Again, take a break. All right. So we've talked a lot about obviously movement in the past, right? And so, we've highlighted recovery as well. So with core work, recovery should almost always be a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. Okay. That means however long it takes you to do your set is how long you should recover. Your core should be the strongest thing on your body, at least in terms of overall capacity. It should be on all the time. It should be able to do a lot of work. Your glutes should be your strongest pound for pound. They should be able to lift the most weight. All right. But your core needs to be able to work constantly all the time. Last one here. Here we go. Again, tighten up the core, squeeze the glutes. Here we go. Down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. All right. Go ahead. Come on up. We're going to move on to our final movement today. You will need your band or cables, okay? If you do have a cable system, perfectly fine. That can add a lot of resistance, okay? You're going to have your band in a position that you can either loop it through and grab one of the handles. That will be the easiest option. That gives you a lot of play within the band. If you grab both handles, it will be harder because you'll have twice the resistance, okay? So we're doing what's called a Pallof press. The Pallof press is an anti-rotation core movement, okay? So when we're running, we're biking, we're swimming, we got to go in a straight line. We got to avoid kind of looking like the blow up man at the dealerships, right? We can't just be like flopping side to side. We need to control our core in one direction while still being able to move off of it. So you're going to grab your band, you're going to grab your handle, you're going to be about, an arm's length or more away, so that way you have tension on the band. Okay, we're going to stand doubled down, feet at shoulder width. We're going to squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, squeeze the lats down, hands in at the chest. All right, I'm going to do it this way so that way people can kind of see what I'm talking about. All right, so what we're going to do, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, squeeze the lats, press the band out in front of you. It's going to try and pull you in. You're going to resist that, pull it straight back. So it's press out, pull in, press out, pull in. Here we go. 8 on each side. Here we go. Breathe out as you press, pull it in and breathe in. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. Okay, turn around, face the other direction. Again, find an equal amount of tension, so that way you do it very similarly on either side, okay? Again, find your position, shoulder width through the feet, Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, squeeze the lats. Here we go. Breathe out. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 6, 7. Last one. And 8. Very good. Take a small break again. This is a core movement as well. All right. So we're going to take a short amount of recovery, an equal amount of recovery in order to what we did with the set, in order to maximize our movement and maximize the work for our core. Now, you might have noticed one side might have been more difficult than the other, whether that was in your chest, in your core, you felt it in your glutes more. Doesn't matter where you felt it more challenging. Start with that side first, okay? If you don't, you're always going to be strengthening your strong side more than your weak side. So start with the tougher side on this next round, all right? Here we go. Round number 2, again, set of 8. Find your position, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core, squeeze your lats. Here we go, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. 8. Very good. Go ahead. Turn around again. Distance from the band should be very similar. All right, here we go. Again, squeeze glutes, squeeze the core, squeeze the lats. Breathe out, press and pull. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 6, 7. Last one. 8. Very good. And relax. Okay, we got one more round like that. Today we're going to finish up by stretching the calves today, okay? Like I said, we introduced the pogos today, a little bit of plyometric exercise. Again, as you increase your running, calves are super important, all right? How much tension on those? Great question. So the tension, what I say is it should be about 80% effort, all right? And so it's not maximum tension. We have other movements for that. And so you should be able to manage the position, the entire range of motion. So if you're pressing and the band is starting to fade on you, right? It's too heavy, too much tension, okay? So you want to, find the option, again, scoot it in so that way you can manage that tension the entire time. And so the other way you can think about it is if you're doing your reps, you should have about 5 reps left in reserve. So we're doing 8 reps per side today. You should ask yourself at the end of that set, could I have done 13? All right, could I have done 5 more? The answer is yes. All right, you might want to play with going out a little further, okay? If not, chances are it's either right on or it's even still a little too tense. But let's finish up our last round here. All right, here we go. Breathing in, breathing out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Go ahead, turn around. Last time, last side. All right, here we go. Breathe in, lock it in, breathe out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 7, and 8. Very good. All right, you can put your band away, okay? We're going to finish up, like I said, with some calf stretching, okay? We're going to do 2 different variations. They hit different calf muscles, all right? You have 4 really big calf muscles that all need addressed different ways, all right? We're going to focus today on the soleus and the gastroc. Those are the 2 that most people know about. So what I want you all to do, find a wall, find a step, something you can get your toes up onto in front, all right? I'm going to use the edge of the functional unit here, okay? I'm going to put my toes up on top. I'm going to pull myself in, okay? and I'm going to stretch that calf with a straight leg. Where you should feel this stretch is in the top half of the calf. That's the gastrocnemius. Okay, we're going to hold that position static. We're going to breathe through it. Okay, in about 20 seconds, we're going to switch up and we're going to bend the knee, and that's going to stretch the soleus, which is the bottom portion of the calf. All right, so take about 10 more seconds here. All right, now what you're going to do, like I said, you're going to take that leg, you're going to bend the knee. All right, now you should start to feel the stretch down into the lower portion of the calf, the soleus. All right, right above the Achilles tendon. All right, so these two muscles both attach into the Achilles tendon. Both of them can lead to Achilles tendonitis, Achilles tendinopathy, plantar fasciitis. Okay, so important muscles to make sure that they're feeling good. All right, especially as you increase your running, especially as we start to incorporate plyometric training. All right, as you guys are doing this, we're going to have everybody switch sides. Again, you're going to do the straight leg version first. All right, so you're going to put those toes up. You're going to lean in, straight leg, stretch that calf out. While you guys are doing this, I'm just going to write down a little bit of a attendance here. I think there's only one other person that came in towards the end there, or towards the beginning, I should say. All righty. Go ahead, bend that knee, get in that secondary stretch now. Again, for the soleus, move it down into that Achilles tendon area. So I've gotten everybody's name from the list today. So there were 4 of you today. Last week, I believe we had 7. And so I know that 8 had signed up, including myself and Kirsten. So I know we're missing a couple that had committed to coming in based on the meetup. However, all right, I also want to highlight, we have the YouTube links that I'm sending out weekly for these videos as well. And so I can tell based on the views that either A, people aren't finding it helpful and so they're not going back to it, or B, people aren't knowing about it. And so maybe that's on me to go into the meetup a little bit more frequently and kind of message people there, say, hey, like, here's the YouTube video I think is very valuable. Like the last couple videos haven't really gotten any views after the fact, and obviously we're not gaining any numbers with the people who are showing up. So please tell everybody that you're getting value out of this. Obviously you keep showing up, so I know you guys are getting value out of it. I want more people to join in and feel good about their season ahead and feeling good about that. We have obviously the 19th and the 26th of this month. So we have 2 more times. Again, I'm taking the attendance for that raffle. And so you guys are doing a great job getting your raffle entries in. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. Otherwise, what I want everybody to focus on this week, all right, especially as you ramp up your training, okay, we eat to train, all right? We don't train to eat, all right? Some of us might, okay? But I think we should switch that around, all right? Focus on fueling your workouts rather than just like eating because you worked out, right? Make sure you have the best opportunity to get the best training in. So eat to train, all right? Eat to fuel your workouts, and then focus on some of this tissue work that we've talked about, whether it is the Samson stretch, which we went over earlier today, or the calf stretching. I'll stick